this should go without saying, but sometimes things that go without saying need to be made explicit. When I'm celebrating Tyra so much, I'm actually celebrating step one. I'd be celebrating Nigel, J. Alexander, and J. Manuel. But I want to say something about Eric or whoever it is that got my email before. Same person I'm sending an email to right now. I went on to, profusely and articulately in my videos number 904, because then I got all bizarre with the way I was talking. But in video 904, I went on to articulately try to express my appreciation for Tyra, and several times, both in that video and in my other videos, and when I talk to people, I sort of affectionately refer to the people around Tyra as her posse, and I mostly focus on the Jays and Nigel. And the comment that I want to make about quote-unquote her posse, Eric, based on the name on the email or whoever it is that opens the mail that says Eric, and people that I don't know, is that I made a comment in video 904, 104, about even the Jays and Nigel have no clue how beautiful you are, when I was talking to Tyra. That's a figure of speech. The irony about this kind of celebration of somebody is that we look at Tyra as if Tyra was surrounded by these people, and this is like with top model, she's at the center and these people are around her. What I really think happens is sort of a flip, meaning that I actually believe that, I don't mean to get a little bit, forgive me for getting a little bit psychoanalytical here, but I actually believe that one of the things that we can get from shows like Top Model, where a girl wants the world to see her, it's about a human being wanting to be recognized for who she is, and ideally treated fairly. And so when you see, which is the state of humanity, every single human being, I would argue every single door and every single tree and every single photon wants to be recognized for who they are. But with the model, it's like a tarot card. It's that specific. A model is somebody that says, hey, I want the world to see me, which is, like I said, what everybody wants for themselves. They want to be seen for who they are. And one of the reasons my video might have been forwarded and appreciated is that I came at it from a left brain approach. Instead of saying, Tyra, I love you, Tyra, you're beautiful, which is what everybody says, I said, Tyra, you're the most amazing life teacher that I see in mass media. And I went on to say, verbalize. I gave it, even though I was very emotional, I gave it a rational, I put it in words. What I want to say is that, from a psychological, forget the fancy terms, Tyra is somebody that wanted to be seen in the world. That's why she became who she is. And we, in interacting with people, what happens is that, even though it looks like it's her posse, like it's Tyra and she's got, Nigel and the Jays and everybody else and the other fantastic people, whether it's the people that open her mail or the people that are judges or the people that do the makeup and photography and basically make the video come together, the shows come together, etc., etc., whether it's the Gophers or whatnot. It looks like she's surrounded by these people. What it is that, let's say, I'm going to say Nigel Barker as an example. What I suspect happens in life is that if there's a person, i.e. Tyra, that wants to be seen, it's a flip side. It's not so much that Nigel is part of her posse. It's more like Tyra is the kind of person that Nigel would surround himself with and switch it. Just like Galileo, he wasn't exactly the first one. There were people that said it thousands of years before that said, look, we think that the sun goes around the earth. No, I think that So Earth goes around the sun. So Nigel is actually somebody. This could be my projection, but I'm trying to make an analogy here that it's actually. We think that Tyra is the Earth. Yeah, which is which? So in other words, if Tyra was a human being that wanted to be seen, just like there's these girls that want to be seen and they'll go to Tyra. What Tyra does is that okay, I'm an established international supermodel and now a TV star. So I'm going to shed light on how beautiful you are. Well, what happened is that I suspect that people like Jay Manuel, who was responsible for her makeup. Hello, Jay Alexander taught her how to walk. Hello, these are people that just like Tyra knows what she's doing now, and says it'll take a girl, and she'll say, okay, I'm going to show the world who you are. Somebody like Jay Alexander, somebody like Jay Manuel, somebody like Nigel Barker, and countless and nameless others have seen Tyra, and they said, okay, this girl needs to be seen. I'm going to help her. So when I said these guys don't have a clue, again, that was a figure of speech. These guys were the first ones that had a clue, and in a way, they were the sun that shed light, that illuminated, that said, okay, let's let this girl shine, And one of the things that amazes me, because nobody comes to my website right now, and I, like I said, if I see that my videos have 3 views, it's usually because it's me, I might look at it from one computer, from another computer, and it's like, okay, that's me. What I realized is that, shit, my video got seen. The 904 video that I sent to Eric, was the name on the email, one of the 5 email addresses that were provided to, let me see what the time, hold on. Okay, we're at 7 minutes and change. On the website, there were 5 contacts, and I just picked one for the people that would, screen the submissions for top model. Now, my experience is that, because in normal, these people receive thousands of emails, and when I was able to figure out, dude, this video 904 immediately got, within a space of probably less than a day, maybe a few hours, there were like 20 plus views. What that shows me, since I didn't tell anybody else about that video, what that shows me is that video got circulated. The only way it would have gotten circulated would have been by the person that opened the email. Now, statistically, I have been in situations where I know that, because there's thousands of things that get sent to famous people, most of the time they don't quite reach them, or they don't quite get selected. Well, obviously, unless there's 10, 15 people, even if you say that it's a third of the views, because say that somebody viewed it from 2 or 3 computers, it's obvious that this video, probably 99.9% that this video reached Tyra. What does that mean? I think that there's a small element of like when I've submitted amazing ideas and amazing projects and amazing proposals to people that were of the caliber as far as fame and recognition of Tyra, as per usual, as per standard procedure, I know my email never got, or my proposal or my project never got acknowledged. Of course, this is, there have been times in my past when there have been, like I said, and that was with top people like the Art Center College of Design, or Burton Hogarth, and some pretty fucking amazing people. But I also am a lot more familiar with, on a scale of probably 8,000 to 1, and I kid you not, with either rejection or disacknowledgement or something like that. And I think that there's a small element of envy, and it could be my anger that's projecting this, but sometimes I've got this image in my mind about you send something that could be a great okay. Sometimes I suspect that the reason that something that you would send to somebody famous doesn't reach that somebody famous is, well, of course, on the most part, it's strictly numbers. I mean, if there's 10,000 people sending something to Donald Trump, there's no way mathematically that 10,000 things can reach Donald Trump. It'll be 9,999. So the primary reason is a numerical reason why something that you sent to somebody famous might not reach that somebody famous. Now, I'm almost positive that my video has reached Tyra, video 904. 10904, simply by trying to think rationally about how the fuck is it possible that within less than a day there were more than 20 views. I only sent it to one person, Eric. What that means is that let's look at the other side besides the numbers. Now, obviously, I must have said something that they thought it's worthwhile for Tyra to listen to. Like if you would send something to Donald Trump and you're that 1 in 10,000 people that, you know, your email gets selected, because all the steps along the way, there was somebody thought, shit, we should forward this to the boss, you know. But I think there's also a personal matter here, which is that I keep going back to jealousy and envy. All right, just like Nigel Barker, who, and I gotta tell you, Nigel, Jay Manuel, and Jay Alexander are among my heroes, okay, on all fronts, artistically, socially, and as human beings, from what I can tell. So just like I would say, hey, it's not that, you know, Jay Alexander is a planet that revolves around the sun, the star that is Tyra, and I think, you know, Jay Alexander is a star and it sheds its light on this planet called Tyra that revolves around Jay Alexander. Then there's this other tier of all these people that I don't know, that it's like you might think, okay, Jay Manuel is a star, is a bright shiny sun that kindly shed his light upon this moon called Tyra. Well, there's somebody that I don't know who, just like it looks like Jay is part of Tyra's posse, but it's actually like, hey, you know, Tyra is part of Jay's posse. Excuse me, you know, excuse moi. You know, it's not so much that the Jays and Nigel are part of Tyra's posse. It's more like, in reality, I think it could be that part of Jay Alexander's posse is Tyra. Well, okay, and then you take it another step. Who are these persons who in reality they might look like where Jay Alexander, who is a star who shines light on Tyra. Let me look at the time. I think you know where I'm going with this. Okay, less than 2 minutes left. There's these unknown people, unknown to us or unknown to me, that they decided, hey, I'm gonna let Jay Alexander shine. There's somebody that could be famous or not famous, known or not known, but that where, do you see what I'm saying? So it's concentric circles. And I think that sometimes when you send something to a secretary, to a temp, to somebody at an office, and so on and so forth, there might be some jealousy and envy that blocks your email, your proposal, your comment from reaching the next level and the next level and the next level, and the person that it is intended for, whether it's Donald Trump, another person I highly admire, or you can see who I admire on my on Kinkiki.com index, Kinkiki.index HTML. But Eric, or whoever it is that opened your email, dude, I think you're a star, because I think that you actually wanted my love to I was expressing my love and appreciation for these people, and you, an unknown person, quote unquote, wanted to share it, wanted to pass it on. So I think that whoever opened that email, and then the next person that opened it and decided to pass it forward, they had nothing to gain. You had nothing to gain. Nothing to gain. You had, but jealousy didn't block you, envy didn't block you. You had love. And I think you're the star. So whoever it was that decided to, because I wanted to express my acknowledgement, my verbal acknowledgement. Everybody loves Tyra. Well, a lot of people hate Tyra. That's how it goes. But whoever it is that opened my email and decided to pass it on, share the love. I think you're one of the most beautiful people in the world. Whoever it was that decided, hey, you know, because he had nothing to gain. So I want to thank you, and I think you're the star. And I know I'm running out of time, that's why I'm speeding up. But this was actually to say thank you to all the people that I don't know that didn't feel jealousy or envy, at least in this case, because we all feel that at some time and all that. But you decided to pass on the love. You're my stars.